Together we're navigating, one step each.
All right. Hello, hello. Welcome home, Wayfinders. I'm so glad that you all made it here tonight. I see you waving. Hey, Alicia. Thank you for joining us. Um, I want to give it a few more minutes. I know there's a couple of other people who wanted to jump in, so we're gonna get started in about 2 to 3 minutes. But I am so grateful to see so many people on the call already. Thank you for being on time. Look at that. Um, I don't know about you guys, but every Wednesday when we get together, it it warms my heart. It makes my soul happy because it feels like we're all coming together to like a safe harbor. And it's a place where we can authentically be ourselves and let loose in a sense as educators and just talk real and just be open with one another. So that's definitely my goal as we continue along this journey together on our Waypoint Weeklies. I want this to be a place where you don't have to pretend. Yes, Alicia, community, that is the whole point. I don't want this to be somewhere where you have to pretend to be the perfect teacher because no one is. And I want you to know that however you might be feeling when you come into these calls, it's okay. And we are going to continue to celebrate each other. We are going to continue to laugh. We are going to ask questions without fear because I want this to be an open forum for you guys where you have that freedom and autonomy to ask questions without fear and just know that you do have that community that supports you so that when it's needed, you can get that little bit of course correction that you need so that you can go along and just be your great authentic self. Um, I want you to feel seen and safe and know that however you are feeling is okay. So if you are ready to go along this journey with me, let me see some hearts in the chat, thumbs up, smiley faces. If you're feeling all over the place, or a tornado emoji, if that's how you're feeling, so I can gauge the crowd tonight. All right. Yes. Thank you, Alicia. Anybody else? See some hearts. Awesome. So let's dive in. It's about 3:36. So I don't want to belabor the moment and waste your time because our goal at Wayfinder is to end on time. So we are going to end at 6:30, if not before, because I don't want you to spend too many after school hours. So we're going to dive right into our theme and topic for today, and it is going to be build your teacher command center. Now, I know some of you on this call is probably thinking, what in the world does she mean by that? What does a command center have to do with teaching at all? But I promise you, you will understand. So before we get into that, I want to take a moment to go over what we talked about last week briefly. Last week, we talked about something that I really truly believe changed a lot of us. We had such wonderful engagement and participation, and I hope that translates over into our call today. I want to make sure I get a chance to hear from you guys. I don't want the entire call to be me talking at you because we're a community and we always want to hear from everybody as they get a chance to come on and speak. But last week we talked about creating systems to help us be more effective in not only our everyday life, but also in the classroom. And we did this not because systems make us better teachers. Now, that's true. When we do have things in order, we are a more efficient educator. But the main goal for us last week was protecting our time, right? Our systems help protect our time. They help protect our peace, our families, just ultimately us as a complete human being. So I don't know if you remember. Yes, Alicia, systems create speed and time. Absolutely. I don't know whether you remember, but I did challenge you guys last week. I challenged you to build one system that would give you your life back or just a little bit of your life back. So if there's anybody on the call who took the challenge and did that, I want you to give this moment to share it out with the team, share out with the crew so we can celebrate your one system that you adjusted. Is there anybody on the call that wants to share and tell us how it went? How did your system work this week? Oh, I'm not going to pick on people who were not in the call. Oh, yes. Can you give me an example of a system I could have created? Oh, yeah, sure, absolutely. Um, for me, what I did was I was talking about how one of the systems that I struggle with was finding my keys in my phone. Every day, when I'm trying to get out of the house to go into the buildings to do observations, somehow I struggle to find where I put my keys in my phone. I think it's a family problem because my mom struggles with that too. But so that was my goal for this week was to create a system for that. So when the school year started, I didn't waste time looking for my keys in my phone. So what I did is I started hanging my keys on the actual key ring by the door and plugging my phone up in my office. And so that hopefully that will transition into the school year that that's where my phone will be, that's where my keys will be, and I can get ready and jet set out the door. So, um, anybody else who was on the call who might have changed the system for themselves?
I did. Your mother, who apparently has lost her keys like you do.
Go ahead
I
and
have a
share.
problem with my health and back pain and stiffness. And instead of complaining about it, I've been getting up every morning and walking, whether it's by myself or with someone else. And I don't use the excuse that I don't have anyone to walk with me.
Yes.
So that way I could be hold my own self accountable. And at the same time, I'm bettering my health and my physical well being.
That's wonderful. I love that you said that you are doing it for yourself, not for somebody else and not because somebody else asked you to. So
Yeah.
that increases your own personal well-being and peace and like self-worth. So that's huge. And I appreciate that you're going whether somebody goes with you or not. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm trying to get there. So hopefully we can keep each other accountable, Mom, and go on those walks at the same time. So you FaceTime me and we can work that out.
Yes, ma'am.
Anybody else? I'm trying to see. Okay. So nobody else wants to share at this time, and that's okay because I know a lot of you are new on the call. And hopefully, if you come back and join us next week, you can share a system that you've created to help improve your day. Okay. I see Ariana. Okay. I have created a specific system for when I get home to help manage my time and get better sleep. Yes, that is wonderful. I'm still doing the go to bed at 10:30 thing, so I might have to call you, Ariana, and see if you can help me with that system. We got to share our ideas here as a crew on Wayfinder. Thank you. So we're going to go ahead and dive on in through the real content and meat of the call. Um, I want you to keep in mind as we go along that this is a community and that's what matters most. And I know at first it seems difficult to share in these moments because you're like, oh, well, I don't know these people for real. But this is a safe space and I want it to continue to be that for you so that you are free to be honest and sincere and kind of just be true to yourself. So just keep that in mind as we go along in the call, and hopefully you will have other moments where you're able to share with us because it's okay to make a promise to yourself. It's easy to make a promise to yourself. But when you have to share it with somebody and somebody gets to check in on you and really make sure you're doing it, it makes it a little bit harder. So it holds you accountable. So that's what the goal here is for us to all grow together and just be our best versions of ourselves. So tonight, I want to make sure that the systems that we build don't just live in outer space somewhere, because what good is a system if you never use it, right? So our goal is to make sure that these systems that we create actually have a place to live, have a home. So I want everybody to hear this. And I know this is going to be hard for any type of coach, educator, program manager, leadership role on the call. Your brain was never designed to remember where lesson plan, final, real final, I'm going to use this one lives. Your brain was never designed to be a storage capacity. Now, I know I'm guilty of this. I've saved the same file 3 different times under 3 different names. And I'm sure I'm not the only one. So I want you to seriously let that sink in. And if you've ever been there or done that, save the same download over and over again, and still somehow it's nowhere, like gone through all your desktop clutter and download repeats and Google Drive, it's just in digital space somewhere and you don't know where it is, please let me know if that has also been you. You can don't have to unmute. You can like. I see you, Alicia. You can like or heart something like that. That's what we're trying to avoid today. We want to make sure that everything that we do, every system that we create, every plan that we do has a home. So we're going to develop a little system around that. Now, I will admit that I had this problem. I would spend, I don't know, countless hours creating something and then not be able to find it in my digital space and then recreate it only to find what I was looking for literally 5 to 10 minutes after I finished recreating the new document. It was aggravating. So I had to realize something, that it wasn't my work ethic that was, a problem. It was my workflow and how I was organizing my folders and work and space. So I needed to look at that. So I had to remember that my brain wasn't created to be storage. It was created to solve problems, to build relationships, to inspire our students, to think critically and creatively. And I wasn't using it for that. I was using it to remember where everything was. So I want to ask you another question. How many times have you searched for something that you know you already made? You can drop a number in the chat. If it's infinite and you have no clue how many times you did that, that's okay too. Infinite? Yeah, okay. So you know it's somewhere, you just can't put your finger on it. So you remember staying up to like 11 o'clock making it and just somehow it's gone. So honestly, I appreciate you guys for chiming in the chat. Violet, that limit does not exist. Absolutely. I appreciate that because it shows that you are honest. And when you are honest about what's going on with you, then you are more apt to make a change and do something about it. Um, so that's why we're having this conversation. And I want you to know it's not just for you. This is not just a conversation for you. It's for me too, because we all have room to grow. So we're going to look at, well, what do we do? Because I know that's probably the next thing you're talking about. I'm not judging everybody. I'm not judging anyone, actually. I'm just asking. Same thing, thumbs up if you've ever opened your computer and your desktop looked like this. Thumbs up, heart, desktop number 127, 89 tabs open, files saved all across the desktop screen, just so that you could think that you could find anything, any and everything. Yeah. Okay. So I know. So I'm seeing in the chat that I'm not the only one, that at some point all of our desktops have looked like this because we felt like the desktop was the safest place to save your items and know that yes, I'll be able to find it. It's right there on the main screen. But the issue is when you have 100 folders on your desktop, you still can't find what you need. Everything becomes cluttered and overwhelming. Your desktop starts to feel like what your brain feels, right? Like just cluttered. So we can't do that. So we can't have, 20 to 30 tabs open at a time and endless documents on our desktop. I know at first it might seem like a good idea, but we need to move away from that and learn how to shift our organization. Because for me, was in this headspace. I was like, oh, well, it's the laptop, it's running slow. No, the laptop was not the problem. My organization and habits were. And so we need to do something about that. So let's build this thing. Let's go ahead and figure out what to do. Here is an image that I want you to look at closely. And I know this looks like a huge screen. Some of you may be working with like a little small like a smaller laptop. And if that's the case, that's okay. If you are fortunate enough to have like 2 to 3 screens, multiple screens in your life, then you might be able to do this a little bit more efficiently. Ooh. I see somebody said my phone has too many tabs open. Yeah, we need to work on that too. But this is a very cool image for me because when most people see or hear the word command center, they think about like NASA or the military or some kind of like emergency response team, where you have like all those different screens and TVs where you get all the information at once. So that's what we tend to think about when we hear a command center. But that doesn't always have to be the case. It can translate into education as well. And here's what an education command center could look like. Because the key or the goal is everything in a command center has its own place and its own home, and everyone knows where it is. That's the key. So it's the same way across NASA, the military, emergency response teams. Everything has a place, and everyone on your team knows where it is. So let me ask you something. What if the classroom felt like this for you and your team? What if instead of spending your planning time looking for things, you actually spent it, well, planning like what you're actually supposed to? Would that change your life drastically? Yes or no? Drop that in the chat or come off mute. Would that change things drastically for you and how you go about your day? Yes. So that's the point. You need to create your folders and things intentionally. Instead of going, where did I put that? You can say you already know. And that's what's going to create brain space for you and freedom. And that's exactly what we're building tonight. So in this moment, I want you to think about this. Organization isn't about perfection. Nobody's perfect. Well, nobody that lives now, anyway. Nobody's perfect. It's about reducing the number of decisions you have to make in a day. I think we've all been told and believe this lie that we think organized teachers are intentionally, naturally created. They're just born organized. And while some of us are more organized than others, that's not really the case. I know you can imagine that teacher in your brain, the one that has all the color coded bins and binders and the matching labels to go with the planner, and somehow it still all looks perfect by May and April and May. Um, and I used to think I could never ever be this teacher, but I eventually got there. It took a little time, but I eventually got there. But this is what changed for me. I realized that organization isn't a personality trait. It's more so a system that can be taught and learned. So, crew, if we're going to build a command center, what do you think needs to be inside of it? So, think about what you do every day as a teacher, something you have to look at or create or make, you know, all throughout the year. And I want you to give me some ideas. What do you think could be, what kind of sections could be in our teacher command center? I see someone say email. Yes. Give me some more. Give me some more. What else do you have to look at often? Your lessons. Perfect. Perfect. Anybody else? We got email and lessons. Oh, your present. I'm sorry?
Meeting dates.
Your meeting dates, conferences and meeting dates. Thank you, Marita. And I saw like your teams and presentations, your calendar, all of those things. So we need to figure out a way to organize all of those things. So here is your command center. These I want you to think of as your 5 core categories. So for you, it would be your lesson plans. If you're a classroom teacher, sometimes those are given to you and sometimes you have to create or modify them. But you want this section because, like I said, everything has to have somewhere to live for one. But you want all of your lesson plans to have their own like address, their own specific folder by either quarter, if you want to do that, or by unit. So you want to make sure you have somewhere for that to go. If you're a coach, this could be something that you do for your weekly meetings, your weekly gatherings, those lessons that you're going to do. So you want to make sure you have a lesson planning section. Next, your section 2 would be your instructional resources. These are those things like your presentations that you're going to use that you don't want to have to like download 3 and 4 times. Yeah, they need to have their own folder. That's super important because you need to make sure that when it's time to deliver your lessons, you have all the pieces that go along with it. So you want to make sure that you have a space for your instructional resources. Next, for category 3, we're going to look at assessments and data and tracking. This is so important and for every teacher, every coach, because when somebody asks, how is little Johnny doing? You don't want to have to panic. You want to be able to have all the data that you need. And if you're coaching, if you're working with a client, you want to make sure you have all of their progress and growth so you can really help move the needle forward. It's the same way K-12, collegiate, coaching, adult learning. You want to make sure you have all of your data together so that you can track the progress. Next is going to be parent communication or communication. If you're in general, if you are K-12, you want to have a space where you are storing your communication, not just the emails themselves. That's great. Having a folder in your email under your inbox for parent communication or communication is great. But think about creating email templates. What if you had a system in place where you're not writing the same email every time? You create a template for your clients or a template for your weekly newsletter or a template for your reminders about field trips or events coming up, and then you just tweak them. So having that communication folder is extremely helpful. It takes some of the cognitive load off of your creation. And then last would be your operations and forms. This is where items like permission slips and flyers or subplans, your schedule for different events or for your day that may change, or emergency information. All of those things would go into your operation and forms folders. Doing this gives your brain some release because you will know exactly where to find what you need. But I don't know about you, but is there anybody on the call that is a visual learner? Like I've talked to you and I've told you what you need to do. Yep. And you're like, that sounds great, Coach Nikki, but I don't know how to do that. Yep. All right. So we're going to take a moment and we're going to build this together. Now, I'm going to challenge your brain a little bit because, and no cheating, no screenshotting the screen. I want to see if you can remember the 5 core categories that we need to build. And I'm going to walk you through how to do that in your Google Drive. Now, if you use Teams, it works the same. You're still going to create a folder the same way. So we're going to walk through that together. Is that okay with you guys? Yes, no, maybe so. You're going to catch it on the replay? Yes. All right. Thank you. So let's build together. All right. Now, if technology works for me today, this will be amazing. And if not, we're just going to practice and learn some resilience together. Um, just bear with me while I switch over screens and do all the things. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing. All right. So if you can see my screen, give me a thumbs up just so I know that we are all on the same space. Everybody should see my Google screen. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Now, so if you are in Google Drive, which a lot of districts have transitioned over to, some people are still using Teams or OneDrive, but it's very similar. It'll look a little bit like this. Now, I already have some folders together for like the business and who I'm coaching and clients and things of that nature. But we're going to start from a blank slate. So here is our teacher demo folder, completely blank. Now, if I were to start just saving files here, it would be complete chaos. So we're not going to do that. The first thing we are going to do is we are going to create our 5 core categories. So who can help me by telling me what one of the 5 core categories were? Anybody? Don't all answer at once. Thank you, Miss Ruby. She said lesson plans. Thank you, Violet. Lesson plans. So we are going to go up here to the top left of our screen and we're going to click new. What this is going to do is create a new document or folder within the folder that you created for your school or your district, however you want to label that. So we're going to click new folder because we're going to put other stuff in here and we're going to name it what, everybody? You can come off mute and say it as I'm typing it.
Lesson planning.
Lesson plans. And we're going to click create. Now, that's going to pop up. You have just created your first folder. Now, if you want to get fancy, I'm a fancy person. I like colors. You can go in and Roy G. Biv this into your little heart's content. And you would do that by just clicking the little 3 dots on the side. You can organize it. And I'm going to make lesson plans red because, of course, Roy G. Biv. So that's going to be the first folder. All right. We're going to do it again. This time, somebody on the call is going to tell me how to do it. We're going to create our next core category. So what is another category in our core 5?
Parent communication.
Yes, ma'am. Parent communication. Now, Miss Marita, I don't mean to pick on you, but since you answered, I need you to tell me, where do I go to create a new folder?
Oh my God. You wouldn't do that to me, would you?
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Home?
Close.
The new here?
The new.
Yeah.
I was like, close. Yes, we're going to click new. And then we're going to choose what?
File upload.
Nope.
New folder.
New folder.
Okay.
And we are going to name that, as she said,
I am not tech savvy, y'all, by the way.
But this is the learning process. See, look, you're learning something new every day, right?
Uh-huh.
And we're going to name it parent communication.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say parent. And then we're going to hit create. And it should show. Now, if I wanted to be fancy and change the color, what would I do here?
Go to the 3 dots.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's see. Folder information or options.
Close. Organize. Yes.
Organize. Okay.
And then pick a color. Since you did all the hard work, you get to choose the color.
Blue.
Blue. All right. So I'm going to do that. Now, for the sake of the moment and protecting your time and your peace, we're not going to go through and create all 5. But what I do want to tell you is that there is power in creating folders within your folders so that you have very strategic organization. So if I were doing this for myself for getting ready for a district, I would go into lesson plans. I would click there, double click, and I would create folders again for each quarter. So that way I know all of my quarter 1 lessons, or from August to December, if you're a coach, however you want to break down your year, I would create folders for each one of those so that I would put everything in that space. All right. If that made sense to you, I'm going to go ahead and create quarter 1. Give me a thumbs up or a heart to let me know. Now, I don't want you to think, thank you guys. I don't want you to think that this is all that we are going to do and this is all that you're going to be tasked with, because it's not, and there's more to it, because I want to speak to the reasons why this is necessary. And I'm going to task all of you with a little challenge towards the end. So don't don't forget to chime back in at the end, and don't forget to come back with us next week because I want to see how you do. But remember this, we are not doing this just for the sake of doing it right now. The importance of doing these things is that so that future you can thank you. So you are doing things now that are going to help future you be more organized and ready to go during the school year, because no one likes to live in a state of clutter mentally or physically, really. All right. So I'm going to transition back to our presentation. All right. If it's swapped back and you can see let's build together, give me a thumbs up that I know we're all in the same place. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all are quick. I love that. All right. Now, this is one of my favorite images of this call, the lesson for today, because in this moment, both of these teachers are supposed to be the same person. On the left, though, I want you to take note that this teacher is literally just surviving the day. And this is where a lot of us are right now. We are surviving the day. It's chaos. There are papers everywhere. There's files everywhere. You have sticky notes everywhere. And we don't have systems in place to protect our peace. Where this teacher on the right-hand side is more so leading. And that's where we are trying to get to. That's where we're trying to be. And to be honest, the difference really isn't intelligence. It's not. The difference is more so preparation. Because if you prepare now, you are protecting future you. So I want that to stick with you. If you prepare now, you are protecting future you. I want you to think about the folders that we built today. And I want you to think about them not as a task to do, but as a gift to your future self, as the version of you that will start in August. That's the goal that I want you to leave with. If it were you, in whatever capacity you're working in, if you are a coach, K-12 teacher, support staff, if you were organizing your life on your Google Drive today, what gift would you give yourself? What folder would you create first? Anybody? What folder would you create first? What would make the most difference for you?
I would say email.
Your email, organizing your email.
Yeah, first.
Documents for me as a coach.
Documents for you. Thank you for sharing. So that's where I want you to start this week. I want you to not try to focus on fixing everything at once. I want you to work on fixing the thing that's going to make the biggest impact for future you. And I see you, Ariana. I don't want to leave you out. Ariana said organizing her assignments. That is your goal. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, this is a little overwhelming. Either A, I'm not tech savvy, or Coach Nikki wants me to organize my entire life tonight. No, that is not what I'm asking you at all. What I really want you to do is focus on 60 seconds a day for the rest of the summer. 1 minute a day organize one thing a day. Every morning before you go on your walk or before you go out to hang out with your friends for the day, just take a small moment to organize something that's going to make an impact for the rest of the school year or for the rest of your business calendar year. So if that looks like closing tabs for you so that you can clear up some of that space, or renaming one file so that it makes sense and doesn't say final, no, really, this is the final that I want to use. That's your goal. 60 seconds, you're done. Small habits to create big freedom come August. That's your goal. So I want, I'm not tech savvy. Yeah, it's okay. So that's the goal. We're gonna learn something every call. If we gotta take it baby step by baby step, that's what we're gonna do. So I want you to remember to think about, where does your chaos live? Everybody has a space. And Miss Ruby, and I think it was Ariana and Alicia, are off the hook here. You think you got away, but you didn't. I want everybody to drop where their chaos lives in the chat. Your brain, really, Miss Violet? I don't know if I can fix your brain. I can try. I can try. But I want everybody to drop something in your chat. It could be one of these 5 categories, or you can be creative and authentic like Miss Violet and say your brain. But I want this in the chat for a reason, because as your coach, I'm going to check in on you. And I'm going to ask you, what have you done to create a system that's going to protect your peace in that area? So, all right, Miss Violet, I'm going to check on you for your brain. Miss Ruby, with your workspace. Come on, Miss Marita, I need to see something. Your attitude. Okay. Okay. Some files. Files.
My workspace, yeah.
Your
Absolutely.
workspace. All right. So it has now been set in stone. It is recorded and on the digital space forever. So I will be checking in with all of you that shared to make sure that we are making our way to those goals, because we are a community and we do this together. I see you, Miss Ruby, your calendar and your emails. Ooh, that's different. I like that. Way to be creative. Miss Alicia said her spare bedroom with all of her documents in her workspace.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the spare bedroom is yeah, that's a big one. So we're going to hold each other accountable as a community of clearing this space up, because believe it or not, a clear space creates a clear mind, and that's going to be the best source for giving you a nice fresh start when you are ready for your next task. So if you haven't noticed, the overarching theme is this. So I want you to look at this picture very carefully. It reminds me of something that I talk about often in our calls. Because if you haven't noticed, our Wayfinder program is based on this idea and this theme of a ship in setting sail. So the point is, a ship doesn't reach new destinations because somebody like spins that wheel 180 degrees. That's not how captains of a ship work. You get to a new destination because somebody makes an intentional adjustment, 1 degree. So that's what we're doing here. We're not overhauling anything. We're moving 1 degree, 1 habit, 1 decision, so that we can get to our ultimate goal of having 1 better life. So for you, that this week, that looks like 1 folder, 1 email, renaming 1 file, whatever that is for you, that's your goal. I don't want you to leave here trying to organize your entire classroom or Google Drive. I want you to organize 1 place. If you can commit to that, I want everybody to type 1 place in the chat for me, or just 1. The number 1 will work. 1 place will work. I need to see it. That shows me that you are committing to this goal. Thank you. 1 place. 1. Yes. Thank you. because I want you to remember small course corrections create new destinations. And Wayfinders, that's what we are going to stick to, and that's what we're going to believe, making small adjustments to get big gains in our lives. Now, you have heard me talk for long enough, and I appreciate for everyone that has come on the call and shared with the crew. But we are not going to let any call in without celebrating one another, because that's what true community is. We stick together, we share with each other, we grow together. Um, so here's my first question to you guys. Well, first off, welcome to the harbor. This is the Celebration Harbor. We do this every call. I want you to share one big win that you've had this week. It doesn't have to be huge. It doesn't have to surround education. We are just celebrating you as a human being in this moment. So if you have a win or a takeaway that you had this week, I want you to come off mute and share that with your team. What's one big win that you've had?
I arranged a pool day for my students after about 15 different plans to get it
Wow.
done. Lots of pivoting this week.
Lots of pivoting, but that taught you flexibility, right? That's a core, yeah, that's a core skill for anybody in our field. Flexibility is great, and I'm happy you did that. How many students was it?
It's for on Friday, and there's 40 students,
Oh, you're a brave soul. 40 students in a pool, you are a brave soul.
and we got the pool donated, and we're getting the bus donated.
Good job. That's a huge win. Everybody celebrate Violet in the chat. Give her a round of applause, hearts and thumbs up. Thank you for sharing with us. Is there anybody else that had a big win this week?
I went through 5 boxes.
5 boxes?
Yep. I
Okay.
just moved into my house, so I just went through 5 boxes.
Oh, so you took a peek at the lesson before we got on the call. You knew it was about organization, huh?
No, I had no idea.
Congratulations, Ms. Rita. Thank you. She went through 5 boxes today. I'm not seeing anything pop up in the chat at this time, so I'm going to give you a few more seconds if anybody else wants to share before we move on to our next question. Anybody else want to share? Okay, that's great. All right. So here's our next question. We celebrate each other, but we also need to support each other, right? So I wanted to ask if there are any questions that you have. Is anybody feeling stuck in this moment on their next, on their next waypoint, on their next task that they're trying to reach? So maybe there's someone in this call, whether me or another one of your crewmates, that can help you. So is there anyone stuck and wants to share and get some feedback? So everybody's got it all together this week. Okay. That is fine. I appreciate you guys for coming off and sharing your celebrations. Here's one thing that I want you to do. You are going to be asked, what one area are you committing to organizing before next Wednesday? We talked about that. So I want you to remember that question will be returning on our next Wayfinder call. So please be making actionable steps toward that goal next week. So that is your Wayfinder challenge. And what's the Wayfinder challenge without proof? You can't have anything without proof. So if you are a part of the school community or friends with me on Facebook or have my phone number, actually, I will also put that in the chat for those of you who don't have it. I want to see it. So I don't want you to just say, yeah, I organized my desktop and I went through my emails. We want to see screenshots, and we will share them within our school community. I will share them within our social. So we need to see the proof. Proof is in the pudding. So if you organize a folder, if you, like Miss Marita, organize some boxes, please, please send that information in a screenshot in a school community to me via text, email, call me, beat me if you want to reach me. Whatever you've got to do to get that to me so that we can celebrate you guys as a family, as a crew, and making those intentional steps to move forward. And so I just dropped my cell phone number in the chat for anyone who does not have it, who's on the call tonight. And the reason why we're doing that is because no one has all the answers. That's step one. And someone seeing your proof might be just what they need to jumpstart their journey and jumpstart their change. So we are going to support each other in that way by showing our progress and our growth. So I've been thinking about something all evening while we were on this call together. And I want to make sure this is clear. A command center is not it's not valuable because it looks impressive or pretty or it just, it looks nice on the screen. I mean, yeah, that's true, but that's not the point. Your command center is going to be valuable because when your storm comes, you will know exactly where to go. And teaching's always going to have storms. It's always going to have something that pops up. You're going to have hard days, unexpected emails or parent calls. The copier is going to jam. Something is going to happen. Your tech won't work. Something is going to happen. But when you have your command center organized and ready to go, you have plan A, plan B, C, D, and Z. So you know where everything is and what to do. So, I thank you guys for joining the call. We're going to, if you didn't see it when you popped in, there was the link for the school community. If you haven't had a chance to join us on there, we stay connected that way. And there will be tasks and challenges along the way. And I thank you for joining in that way if you do. One of the things I do want to mention, everyone on this call tonight, we'll get a free entry into our drawing for our cruise giveaway in December. So if you're on the call, you are automatically entered into the cruise giveaway wheel. So thank you for that, for joining. And hopefully I will see you again next week. So until next Wednesday, keep your compass steady, protect your peace, and remember you don't have to navigate education alone. All right, good night, Wayfinders. Go set sail.
Good
I'm gonna check
night.
on
Good
y'all.
night. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh man, this was great. Thank you guys for joining. If you want to stay on the call to give feedback or just chat a little bit, that's fine. If you want to hop off, that's fine too. It's a completely open forum. I'm here for the next 9 minutes because it's only 6:21. Look at that.
Look at there. Look at you. Very good, Jake. Very good.
Thank you so
So
much.
I wasn't gonna say anything, but I have run out of my whole complete hotspot for this month. Seriously.
Oh
So I can't do anything on my laptop. So
no. Oh,
it'll be nothing but boxes and
well, that's
cleaning
okay.
up.
That's okay. If it's boxes, you send me that
Yeah,
picture and it'll go right in the
I will
community.
do it.
Thank
I
you
will
so
do it.
much.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but I I am kind of stuck though, because I don't know what I'm gonna do. I really don't.
Well, we can definitely work through that. We certainly can. We can make sure we set up a call. I was working on like the presentation for tonight, but we can set up a call. Are you free tomorrow?
Oh, tomorrow, yes, Joanne.
All right. I'm gonna email you back a link for a call. Okay?
All right, cool.
All
All
right,
right,
it sounds good.
and then
All
maybe we
right.
can figure out how to get this
How to
book or whatever. Yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
absolutely.
Okay. Well, if nobody has any immediate feedback for me, I'm going to go ahead and hop off. And
All
I will
right,
see you guys next
love
week.
you.
Love you too. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.